Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises. I am willing to say Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Arakakadash. So, like, the balance of the apostles, bishops, elders, great millstone, do woo and teach well. Shalom to all sincere Akim, pushing truth on faith throughout the four corners. Israel. Shalom to all the ones that are scattered abroad, as well as the women listening and being obedient to husband at home. I say Shalom. Come back here with another lesson. Lord willing, and be edifying. But I'm going to basically, the times that we living in, currently, as beautiful times, to be in, man. We seeing literally the pulling of the hill of Esau, Edom's, kingdom, and how it's, speedily, crashing and coming down, man. You got the infighting between, Babylon the Great on government structure dealing with these, well, you really got now, you got Republicans fighting Republicans. You got these Republicans that likes, netting, that guy, I just say that because, take this video down, the Amalekites, and you got the ones who don't like them, you got the Democrats, you got the infighting between them, then you got the big infighting between, both of the political structures, like always, but now, you bringing all these people who's now seeing the government for what it really is, and it's just everything is chaotic. It's a lot of confusion, deception, and things of that nature that's going on right now, man. So these are, beautiful times, that we live in. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 1. It says, "He answered me and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before thee, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world, which he made. Therefore, when there shall be peace, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning." That's right, man. And we seeing mass uproars of the people, man. Through those uproars of the people, we even have some, people, getting deleted. Let these people pass me, Salakia. All right. But yeah, you got, these mass and major protests that's happening. But you got, these law enforcement, ICE agents or whatever, leading people as well. You got them going door to door, like damn, salesmen, phone service, salesmen, and just crashing the place, taking people from their homes. These are the times, man, that the Lord, said, hey, you see this, look up for your redemption. It drive nigh, man. The time of coming our Lord, Yahweh Shai. It says, so then shall that well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times also the highest have plain beginnings, and the wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. All right, so let me read verse 6 again. It says, "Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And these, Yahushua spoke some of these signs, man. Matthew 24, that we seeing now. I start at verse 3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him, privately saying, tell us when shall these things be, and when shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. You see that, a lot. You see these, so-called Christians coming out more and more. All these different Israelite videos, camp videos, and Hebrew Israelite men, and it's bad and all that. So it's a lot of deceiving, going on, in these end days. Then you got, I lost my train of thought. What I was about to say. Oh yeah, you got these guys, these so-called leaders, of Israel, making these dumb statements, setting their own selves in this trick bath, going to podcasts, showing, that they sell out, they sold out, and they're really not, the return of Yahushua bringing salvation. They're about the bag and things of that nature. So it's a lot of deceiving going around. It says, and ye shall hear wars, rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And we see that every day. We're supposed to be circulating an attack, another attack on Iran from Babylon the Great. We know it's going to happen, but, they keep throwing out these so-called dates. But as Esau tries to be at like the Most High, in peace and safety, then sudden destruction. He may tell you throw this date out, so you be looking for that. Then he come with out of nowhere. Then he do it just like he did when he did them bunkers. With the B-2 bombers. Nobody even tweeted it out or whatever as far as when it was happening. And then out of nowhere, it's like Iran lost power. They did something just like Venezuela, man. Those people, what they least expected. They use all these different, left-handed, weapons, which really magic. But we seeing wars and rumors of wars on all fronts. You still got the feud between, Taiwan and China, Ukraine and Russia, Venezuela, America, that was an act of war. You took a whole president, and like, Cuba, Babylon, Mexico, Babylon, Canada, Greenland, like, and we see the hatred between all these other nations dealing with Babylon the Great. We see the UN, the breaking up. We see, Babylon the Great, breaking up NATO, things of that. Let me actually get that because I think he did. Trump cutting funding. What was the UN, I think? It says UN face severe cash crisis as Trump admins ramps up pressure on war body. Yeah, it says from the Daily Express, UN chief warns the organization faces collapse after Trump cuts funding. So these are like the beautiful times that we living in. It says, "For many shall come in my name, saying I'm a Mashiach, shall receive many." See these false prophets, Genesis, aka Sakaria, ISUBK, IUIC, all these sons of thunders, all these different, camps, man. They're not telling you about preparing yourself and making you ready to battle, be as pilgrims upon the earth. And they was talking about it, trying to get their own land over here in America. But if we can just get away from the CIA, no FBI, through, man. Jake just through, man. Verse 6, and ye shall have wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we what? We still, on our watch, we still hasten the day of Yahushua. So we know ultimately that Karagma got to come out. And there's more news on that with, ironically, Mr. Beast and endorsing Neuralink and things of that nature, man. Which, millions of people watch him, and all that. So, we see, and like Elder Ashwama went into it, that's the new celebrity, the podcaster, the streamer, and that's, who the kids, things of that nature look up to, So we see the building up, the Karagma. And it says, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. That's right, right there. All these, the beginning of sorrows. We see the signs of the time, the end. The Lord told us, to, continue on our watch, man. To continue to hasten the day, make it plain upon tables. Consume, man. That domino effect gonna happen. One big thing gonna happen, it's gonna crash everything. That's it. All right, but all these are the beginning of sorrows, man. We see the, financial crash of the dollar, which has, been of no value. So, we in the end, man. So it's time to, gird up that loins like a man and stay strong, man. All you women, you better get under a man of great millstone. Lord willing, be elect number. Cause, from the other apostles on down, we the only ones, with this truth, man. From the apostles, bishops, elders, and brothers on down, pushing this truth. All these other guys and camps is trying to save their houses, save their lives on this side, but you save it now, you're gonna lose it, man. We losing our life to gain it in the next kingdom to come, man. For the fashion of this world passeth away, and it's coming down swiftly. It's, I think we're in a partial government shutdown right now, if I'm not mistaken. You got the infighting between the House and the Senate, which is all a circus. So, Esau Edom, what he about done with taking his time, and now we gotta calculate this, play on this emotion. Nah, man, things is rolling, man. They're about ready to bring out that Karagma, man. Soon we about to be seeing mass commercials and things of that nature, man. About the Karagma. But, it all ties into what? Prophecy. It all ties into the coming of our Lord Yahushua, who will be a per elect number. But with that, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashim, Yahushua Bashim, Arakapadash. The ones of the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the essential Hakim Scatterbride. Detailed Bible, Corn Shalom.